Okay, chemistry class from High Point. Hey, we're going to do some calculations with the problems that you set up last week. I gave you 3 examples and they're a little bit different, so I decided we would start with the first one where we're using scientific notation, and I'd like you to use your iPads just to be consistent. That's what I'm going to be talking about. If you can use your own calculator and get the scientific notation to work properly on that, go ahead and try it. Just make sure you're getting the same answers that you do with your iPad once I show you how to use it. So on your iPad, I want you to type in Avogadro's number first. And we've done this, but let's give it another practice. So what you're going to do is type in 6.02, and then you're going to find on the bottom this big EE button. Okay? So just type in 6.02. Don't type anything else. Don't type 10 times or times 10, nothing. Just 6.02 EE. Then after you hit the EE button, type the exponent, 23. And what's going to happen on your screen is it's going to change the number. It's going to look really strange. It's going to move the decimal. It's going to put 0.602. Sorry, after you hit the times sign, and you'll see this appear. 0.602. Then it's going to put a little e, and then a big plus, and then a 24. All right? That's the calculator language. Don't worry about that. Underneath that, in the small print, you will see in this little tiny display 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, and it will be written out for you. All right? So if you see this number pop up underneath the calculator language, then you're golden. All right? So then you just put times 0.25. All right, and then I'm going to use my calculator real quick. Not so quick, okay. Not so quick either. All right, finally did it. 3rd try. Then I did not do it right. Hold on a second. There we go. That's a number that looks right. Okay, so I got the number on my screen. It looks like 1.5, and then I'm ignoring the 05 because of significant digits, times 10 to the 23rd. So that should be the answer you get. And then, of course, after you do your calculations, we showed that the moles had canceled out, our substance canceled out, our moles canceled out, and we're left with atoms of iron. So we want to rewrite that in our answer, atoms of iron. All right, so that will be the answer to 13A. Let's take a look at 13B. Because we have 3 numbers, we have 2 in the numerator and 1 in the denominator, and I'm going to give you a simple rule to follow. When you have lots of numbers in the numerator and some in the denominator, multiply everything in the numerator first, because then you don't need to use parentheses, so it's a little bit of a shortcut. So I'm going to go 6.02 double E expression, no times 10, please don't do that. It will change everything. So just double the expression and then 23. Times the other number in the numerator, 3.87. And then I'm going to hit the equal sign after I multiply across everything in the numerator. Once I hit the equal sign, I can divide by the number on the bottom. Okay, and so the number you're going to get is 2.4, let me just write it down here, 2.48, I don't think you can see that, can you? 2.48 times 10 to the 22nd. It's a little off. There we go. 2.48 times 10 to the 22nd. Let's do our units. Grams cancels out, krypton cancels out, mole cancels out, krypton cancels out. We're left with atoms of krypton. And I think think I'll change the screen a little bit here so you can see atoms of krypton. So let's review what we pushed, all right? We typed in 3.87, right? That's pretty easy, times 6.02, the double E button. Again, do not write 6.02 times 10. Do not write that. Just point 6.02, double E button, and then the number 23. All right? Then you'll get this up here, okay, written twice in the top, and this will be on the bottom once you hit that. Once you hit the equal sign, we'll hit the equal sign, okay? And then you'll get a number, and then you're going to hit divide by 83.8. All right, so you hit equals and divide by. All right, and then you should get this number here. All right, let's take a look at this one here. So if you were not, okay, if you said, I already know how to do this, and you put, and you ignored this, okay, and you said, I'm going to use 6.02, and then I'm going to use this little times 10 with the little caret 23. If you decided to use that, it'll probably work for these. However, it will not work down here, okay? So you need to use this method 100% down here, because this is now in the denominator, and especially when you start getting negative exponents, it's just going to throw everything off. So please use this method. Just use your iPad and then see if it works with your own calculator. The double E button on some calculators does look like this, EXP. Okay, so you might find that. I know it does for mine. All right, so here, let's type in 8.58 double E expression 28. Let's multiply across the top times 83.8. Hit the equal sign. Then hit divide by, and this is very important, 6.02 double E button. And then the number 23. Okay, and you should get 1.19. Hopefully it gives it to you in scientific notation. 1.19, and I can count my decimals, or I'm going to just go mode 88, and it's going to give it to me, times 10 to the 7th. Okay, and this is grams of krypton, right? Because atoms canceled out, krypton, mole canceled out, krypton canceled out, and I was left with grams of krypton. All right, so you can see that. All right, so let's review what we pushed. All right, we pushed 8.58, the double E expression, 28. Then we multiply the other number on the top, 83.80. Then we hit equals before we divide. Then we hit divide. Then we type in this number, 6.02 double E 23. All right, and then we get this expression here. All right, and if, I'll check and see if the iPad wrote it in scientific notation. I think it does, maybe underneath. If it doesn't, there should be a mode button that will change it to scientific notation. If it doesn't, then what you could do is just write out the number. So you could write out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You could write out 119, and then replace all the rest of the numbers with zeros. I have 5 numbers, so I could put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could do it like that as well. Or no, wait. Let me do it again. Oh, 4. Yep, I do have that many zeros. 119, and a 4, 3, and a 5, and an 8, and 8. Okay, there we go. just looks odd, but that would be the same thing. Okay, so there you go. If you have any questions, please make sure you come to Zoom tomorrow and dress in your PJs and get a bonus point.